Hey YouTube, what's up? It's been quite a while since I've actually talked to you guys directly. It's been mostly highlight videos, stream highlights that you've heard from me, but it's not been much of me directly talking to you guys. So today I thought I'd take this opportunity with the new season, the new map, with the new items. I think it's time I try to update the build guide I had for the supports in season 8. So the thing about building as a support now is I've felt it better trying to get some defense online lately. So I'm gonna use some examples. We're gonna go with Ymir because Ymir is very popular because he was the top pick in Worlds. He was always being banned if not picked. And the thing about Ymir, some dangers about him is he's a pretty immobile guardian, so Ymir can be easily caught out of position, but he's also very fun to play. So normally, what you'll see is Sentinel's Gift. This item is amazing. It does so much for your team in the late game. We usually go... hold on, can I see it? Hello? Alright, let me take this out. So you normally go into Sentinel's Embrace because you are giving so much protection to your team come late game, and you're able to upgrade these pretty early on compared to your squishies. So this can actually make or break the team fight towards the end. Say if your enemy support doesn't have this online and you do, your backline is going to be way tankier compared to their backline. So it can really go a long way. I have not messed too much with Boon, but I have seen that you can rack up gold pretty fast with this. But normally I always go the Embrace just because the passive is insane on this item. It does so much for you. So we usually do this start. We'll go into boots, C boots. We'll go into like tier 1 boots, and then we grab a hog, and we grab 4 potions. Now what I've been messing with when it comes to this is I've tried doing a chalice with the hog, just so you're not spending as much gold when it comes to buying pots when you're running back to lane. But this still feels fine to me. I've tried doing the tier 2 start, and the only problem with that is you have less sustain in the lane, and so lately it's felt like you stay in the dual lane just like a level or 2 longer sometimes, depending on the matchup you're facing and how much pressure you have on the map. So I just would recommend you do this start every time, and then it goes into once you finish up with these boots, what you're gonna do is you always kind of want to go tank boots from now on. Getting this tankiness online early will help you survive a lot more, since it looks like you're fighting a lot more, at least in my opinion. And the thing that a lot of people have been trying to wonder is, do we go Gauntlet of Thebes? And I have not really been building this item in support at all. It feels like it's not worth with the amount of time it takes for you to stack it. I've really just been going right into either a Sov, or depending on the Guardian. In this case with Ymir you can do this. I'll go into a Stone of Binding just so you can get that extra power, kind of abuse the early game power of Ymir. Ardio is another example of this. I've been messing with Kuzenbo. So I don't really go Gauntlet of Thieves anymore. I usually just jump straight into the Sov or into the Stone of Binding. And if I go into Stone of Binding, I'll either go into a Sov, or maybe like a Heart Ward, or a Genji's. It really just depends on what you need. Pesty's another option if you feel like the anti-heal is needed, or if the comp is just very healing heavy. But they did buff in combat healing, so this does kind of suck, but getting that anti-heal online is still very, very nice. So once you round this out, so here's what my typical Ymir build will look like. We'll go into a stone, to a Sov, and then into like a Pridwin. But another item that I feel like will be very valuable is Wingblade. I typed out which, but I really meant Wingblade. Just because they added the protections on it, which makes it really nice. With Frostbound getting buffed, you're gonna see it a lot more into some of the matches. At least it's something I've been seeing a lot of. So this will really help this not be annoying towards like Bellona or like Shannon and all those other people that are really good with Frostbound. So this will be really nice just because of you'll get from protections and then the passive. So it really helps. And another item that is very interesting to pick up would be Relic Dagger. Just because, well, one, they buffed the health and they added the CCR to it, which is pretty nice. I was always enjoying the Relic Dagger pickup, and even with the buffs they got on it, it feels really nice to have. Now, I don't always go it, but if I find myself, you know, engaging a lot more with the blinks, having to use my relics a lot more to protect the team, then this value goes way more up. And then usually that's pretty much the build. Obviously you can switch these around. Like I said, I often will get a Pesty in my build just because the hunters have healing. You never know when you might just need the anti-heal, but if it's not Pesty, it's usually Witch. If it's or Wing. Is it Wing? Hold on, let me see. I'm getting very confused. Wingblade. I always get Wingblade and Witchblade messed up. But yeah, we usually get Wingblade and then finish it off with a Pridwin because the cooldown is nice. Having the passive right after you ult as Ymir is really nice too. And then you know, we'll upgrade the Sentinel's Embrace towards the end, and that's pretty much what it looks like. As far as relics, I really like going Blink, and if I'm not going Blink, I'll get a Shell. So it's usually Blink Shell or Shell Blink into this, and then even sometimes I've been going the Belt of Frenzy, just so you can melt those objectives faster, the Phoenixes, etc, etc. But this is what building has looked like so far, at least for me in the support. Now this is mainly just for Ymir. Another, I could use another Guardian as an example. Khepri. So Khepri is more or less the same thing. This is not the build. Let me fix this real quick. So it's more or less the same thing. You wouldn't go multi-pots. You would go potion. It's the same thing as Ymir. The exact same thing. Consumables. We go Sentinels. I could find it. Not troll. I have not experimented too much with. Where is it? What is this called? Benevolence too much. They are buffing it, which will make it very interesting, but we will have to see more. But this is before the whole patch drops with all the changes to Sentinels, so taking into account, I'll probably still grab Sentinels even with the changes to it, just because the item is nice. It's just almost like picking up a mantle, since it gives you 60 prots by yourself. But so you would finish your boots. It'd be the exact same start, except since Khepri, you don't really go Stone of Binding on him. You just jump straight into the Salve variety. And then after this, I'll sometimes go like a Genji's or a Pesty, depending on what I need. Actually, instead of a Genji's, it'd be better if you grab an Oni's, because the damage mitigation has felt like it's way more important now because of all the power spikes that are happening on the game. The mages specifically, this passive feels really nice. The CCR, and it's just pretty cool. If you're not going Pesty, I recommend you go Oni's. And then after this, Khepri's another one I like to go the Pridwin on. Sometimes what you could do is go Pridwin third item instead of, you know, the Pesty or the Onis, depending how the game looks. And then grab this fourth. And then after this, you would round it out with, let's say, what sometimes I've been picking up too is Magi's pretty often. Just because half the time, if you're getting CC to death, you can't really do your job and peel or set up for the team. Or sometimes you just get picked off and you die. Another thing is with the rise of the Fenrir supports too, and Fenrir just ulting somebody and then they getting a pick off of that, the Magi's can really come in handy for you as a support. Because you can try and get the Fenrir to get you rather than the actual carries. So the Magi's is something that you should consider picking up, mainly for the passive. But that's pretty much the way I build for Guardians. There are some other items that I've been messing with, like Emperor's Armor. If it comes to trying to siege, like if they have a really good defense sort of comp, I've been messing with the Emperor's Armor just so it makes sieging a bit easier. And so we have more time set up to siege if you find yourself tanking the Phoenix way more. Not that bad, but it's not that great either. I still usually would grab the Sovereignty over it. What I've also really loved, actually we'll just move on to the next sort. So for this specific item, when it comes to some warriors, I've still really enjoyed Herc in the support role. What I've been messing with is going Warrior's Axe. Now I know that's more of a solo build, but so we'll talk about it. We're gonna do the same exact start. Get 4 and go Hand of the Gods. So what you're gonna do here is finish your boots. I've messed with both Warrior and the Reinforced Greaves. You do a lot of power still, even when you have the tanky boots. But if you feel like you're trying to run the game and you can run the game, you could definitely go Warriors. Normally I'll go the tanky boots. And then it's about the same thing. You could go either Sov, or sometimes what you could do is you could go Sledge if you want to get more power and take advantage of the early game. And then what I've been messing with is getting Talisman with Herc, just to make you a bit more zoomy zoom, making sure you're catching the carries and outrunning people, because Herc also can suffer from slows. So having this on top of the Wing Blade, and then or you could have a Shield of Regrowth somewhere in the build with the Talisman, and you'll be one speed demon. And it'll just make things way more fun for you. You won't have to worry about being locked down too much. You'll be able to catch carries pretty easily, and making sure you're setting up for your team or killing them yourself, because Herc could definitely kill the squishies on his own if need be. But Warrior's Axe is more for the stats it gives you, the physical and magical, so you're gonna take less damage from both their support and from their carry. The flat damage is really nice right now, at least, but because they're taking it away in the patch, the damage reduction is gonna suck. But having those prots, having the health, it's all very, very nice. And because you get to steal health from them, so it's also really nice for Herc. When you're stacking it with your 3, which gives you health, a specific amount of health from the damage you're taking, on top of already stealing their health, just feels very, very nice. And then I've messed with, I think, mainly Hero's Axe, so that way you can at least in a way still play the support role by providing the shield. But you can also go Sundering just to do a lot more damage. But usually Hero's Axe is really nice when it comes to the Herc support. But this is the build you would probably see. You definitely would want to throw, if you don't grab the Witchblade after Talisman, you would like to throw a Pridwin in here actually. Pridwin is always nice on Herc, since his rock is pretty hard committing. And since his rock does so much damage on the carries, and if you just kind of just walk at them, you can pretty destroy them. But this is something that I've been trying out with Herc. and it's something that I kind of mess with any warrior support. Obviously some of this stuff will switch, like I won't use healer regrowth all the time, but when I'm playing someone like Horus, this is similar to what I would build him. But these are some of the typical support builds I've been going. I've been switching it here and there, but this is pretty much my thought process when it comes to building stuff in the games I've been playing. And hopefully, if you guys have any suggestions of your own, what you're building, what you've been building, some stuff you agree with, some stuff you don't agree with, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But short video, not too much to talk about. And hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps for anyone trying to mess with building and supports if you aren't familiar with it. And please like and subscribe. Hope to see you soon. Check out the streams when I'm live. And see you guys in the next video. Till then, it's been Pabs. Goodbye.